CBS News. This is CBS 6 News at 11.
Another rainy Saturday in central Virginia. Thankfully, the wet weather has tapered off, as you can see from this live look outside our West Broad Street studio. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angela Pellerano. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The rainy day has turned into a much cooler night. Mike, I got a big question for you tonight. Is all that rain over? We saw a lot of it today.
Not just quite yet, but most of the rain that we're going to see the rest of the weekend is going to fall overnight tonight through about daybreak tomorrow. Then after that, we should be done with it. I want to show you a weather tracker from the last couple of hours. We have this little batch of rain moving across northern Virginia and the northern neck. We have this next little wave out in West Virginia, which will pass through the area overnight tonight. Most of the rain right now, though, is falling north of Bowling Green and Fredericksburg, generally north of I-64 and even north and east of Route 17. And that's where it'll stay for at least the next hour or two. Let's check out current temperatures. We've been falling down to the upper 40s to right around 50 degrees, and overnight tonight we'll just drop a few more degrees. A few showers will come through the area, maybe a rumble of thunder with a low of 47 degrees. We're tracking a big warm up for the week ahead. More on that in a few minutes. Inch.
Thanks a lot, Mike. New at 11, one person is dead and more than a dozen have been taken to hospitals after a powerful spring storm ripped through St. Louis today. Duarte Geraldino has the latest from New York.
Firefighters transported injured baseball fans to the hospital after fierce winds toppled a party tent at a St. Louis sports bar. Authorities say at least one person is dead and 5 others were seriously injured.
The injuries were mainly cuts, bruises, and twisted ankles and maybe a broken arm.
Witnesses say the storm lasted only a few seconds. Powerful winds whipped chairs through the air and sent heavy tent poles crashing into patrons. About 200 people were at the beer garden, many of them celebrating the St. Louis Cardinals' win earlier in the afternoon.
The music was loud. People had been, in attendance at the ball game all afternoon, and I don't think they were really aware of the seriousness of the situation.
Dozens of people were treated at the scene for minor injuries. Duarte Geraldino, CBS News.
Now, it is unclear if the man who died was struck during the storm or died due to a medical condition. In other news, a 27-year-old Prince Edward County man is clinging to life tonight after police say he was shot. It happened today in the town of Prospect. That's about 70 miles west of Richmond. The Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office is handling this case with the help of state police. Now, right now, investigators are releasing very few details about this shooting, but we did speak with several people today who say they know the victim. Sandra Jones has that story.
It's kind of a shock. You said I just walked out of the store and hear that.
Perry Tannery, like others in the tiny community of Prospect, just outside of Farmville, are stunned to hear about a shooting.
That's why I moved up here with my kids, because something like this doesn't happen.
Crime tape still litters the ground where neighbors say Thomas Scott lives. The Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office confirmed to CBS 6 that the 27-year-old was shot early Saturday morning, but the sheriff's deputy would not release any other details. People who know the victim did.
We've hung out occasionally, off and on.
Tannery says he's known Thomas Scott for 10 years and recently ran into him at the store.
I'd say about a week and a half ago in Walmart. He seemed pretty happy. He was walking with his girlfriend and his kids.
Tannery tells us he and Scott were hanging with the wrong crowd, but says both were now on the right path.
He wasn't a bad dude, but he wasn't the greatest, but he didn't deserve anything like this.
And while investigators piece together what happened, friends of the victim are praying for him and his family.
And I hope the best can come of this. I hope he pulls through.
And God will be with him.
In Prospect, Virginia, Sandra Jones, CBS 6 News.
Now, the Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office will not release the victim's condition or the extent of his injuries, but we do know he's at VCU Medical Center in the trauma unit. We're working to bring you more information online and on air as soon as it becomes available. Richmond prosecutors say they plan to seek an indictment against a suspect in a hit-and-run accident that killed one man and injured another. It happened last night, or actually last Saturday, in Shockoe Bottom. Chief Deputy Commonwealth's Attorney Tracy Thorne-Beglin said he plans to present evidence to a grand jury against the suspect, 36-year-old Jennifer Slemp. Police say the victims fell onto a lane of traffic that night during a fight, and Slemp hit them, then drove off. Investigators say 25-year-old David Boyd was killed and his friend seriously injured. Richmond police are investigating a crash that sent one man to the hospital with serious injuries. Investigators say it happened around 1:25 this morning in the 1200 block of Carey Street. Police say the 25-year-old male victim was crossing the street when he was hit. No word on whether charges will be filed against the driver. Cumberland County Police want you to take a good look at these pictures we have. They're searching for this 14-year-old girl, Jessica Nicole Thompson. She's been missing since Thursday night. Investigators say she may be in the company of 19-year-old Eric Jones. Jessica is described as 5 foot 5 inches tall, weighing about 178 pounds, with brown hair and hazel eyes. If you have seen either of them or know of their whereabouts, please call the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office. That number is 492-4120. Today in Roanoke, a fast and furious fight for the Republican Party's nomination for the U.S. Senate. The debate, the first of three, pitted frontrunner George Allen against Tea Party activist Jamie Radke of Chesterfield County, Chesapeake Minister E.W. Jackson, and Delegate Bob Marshall from Prince William. All candidates said they want to see higher retirement ages for some people to obtain Social Security benefits, and all four pledged support for the 1996 federal law giving states the right not to recognize same-sex marriages. The winner of the primary will face former Governor Tim Kaine in November. Following today's debate, by the way, Kaine for Virginia released a statement. They say in part, quote, "The approach the Republican candidates advocate would devastate federal investments in education, defense, and infrastructure that bolster and grows Virginia's economy. Their calls for dangerous privatization schemes for Social Security and Medicare would jeopardize a generations-long guarantee of retirement security, and their support for divisive social legislation will only cause more polarization and gridlock in our politics." The red carpet was rolled out in the nation's capital tonight for the 4th annual White House Correspondents' Dinner. The annual gala, also known as the Nerd Prom, raises money for journalism scholarships. It was a night full of jokes, mostly at the expense of the president and others in the room. Comedian Jimmy Kimmel was the host. A great night of racing at RIR as they celebrate 60 years of NASCAR with a Capital City 400. Lane Casadante joins us live now from Victory Lane. And Lane, who won tonight?
Well, Angie, there was a bit of a controversial ending over here as Carl Edwards had the dominant car of the night, but he was black flagged by NASCAR with less than 30 in the closing laps. Bit of a discrepancy. Carl thought he was leading, and NASCAR says he wasn't, and he jumped the restart, which we will try and explain a little bit more in sports with Sean in a few minutes. But Kyle Busch was the benefactor of a late caution for debris on the track. Kyle Busch wins his 4th straight spring race here at RIR. Only he and the king, Richard Petty, have ever done that here at the track. So Kyle Busch gets the win. Chesterfield's Denny Hamlin had a top 5 finish. We'll run it all down in sports coming up in a little bit. Angie, we'll send it back to you.
Sounds good, Lane. Thank you very much. The city of Richmond looks a little better tonight than it did yesterday, and that is because 1,500 volunteers spread out across the Eastview neighborhood today to fix up some of the homes in need of a makeover. The work is all thanks to Rebuilding Together of Richmond. They're from the local chapter of a national nonprofit that seeks to keep the low-income elderly and the disabled in their homes.
Surprised me and said, we're going to give you a whole new kitchen. They've got appliances for me. They got the flooring. They got the cabinets. They said, we're going to do this for you, and they're getting ready to give me a whole new kitchen. So they're painting and everything. They're redoing the lighting and the bathroom, and they're just making everything just brand new for me, and it's just awesome. I'm just overwhelmed.
That is so great. A total of 44 homes were redone today. Hundreds of people, meanwhile, stepped into spring today for a good cause. Today was the 4th annual Festival of Feet in Bowling Green. It's a memorial 5 and 10K in memory of First Sergeant Mark Haygood, who served in the Virginia State Police. Haygood died in May of 2008 from brain cancer, leaving behind a wife and 3 children.
I told him that First Sergeant Haygood was the epitome of the image of a state trooper. He represented the department well. When you thought of state trooper, that's what you thought of. He was the epitome of physical fitness and everything the department is looking for.
Now, every year since Haygood's passing, the Festival of Feet has been held to raise money for the American Cancer Society and the Virginia State Police Association's Emergency Relief Fund. Minutes are precious, as you know, during a medical emergency. And if you live in the West End and Goochland, it can take a while to get to a hospital, but not anymore. A new emergency center at West Creek will officially open Monday to fill that need. The new West Creek Emergency Center is near the Goochland-Henrico County line, which is right off 288 and Tuckahoe Creek Parkway. It's now the closest emergency facility in the Short Pump area.
It's 24/7 and it's a full-service emergency room. It can take care of any type of patient, whether it's a minor sore throat, earache, ankle sprain, all the way up to a patient that's having a heart attack or in cardiac arrest.
Soon, an open area next to the facility will become a helipad so helicopters can airlift patients out of here to another hospital during an emergency. West Creek Emergency Center officially opens Monday, May 1st.
CBS 6 Sky Tracker, sponsored by Baugh Auto Body.
Well, we've had a little bit of rain off and on during the entire day today. Most spots have been seeing a break the last couple of hours, but I want to show you a weather tracker. There's more rain, even some thunder to our north and west. That is with a disturbance which was going to roll through the area during the overnight hours. For the next hour or two, most of the rain is going to be confined well north of I-64. But you can see, though, we do have some showers and thunderstorms there across parts of West Virginia and even a couple thunderstorms just north of Fredericksburg. This stuff's all moving west to east and it's affecting parts of the northern neck right now. As we go throughout the next hour or two, this rain will continue tracking eastward. There have been some heavier showers in here as we take a look at the 3D display there, and a little bit of thunder and lightning just north of Fredericksburg. But this stuff out towards the west and West Virginia has been producing a lot of thunder and lightning. You can see live lightning strikes in there. This will weaken a little bit as it crosses the mountains, and as it crosses the Commonwealth, we'll have some showers overnight with a couple rumbles of thunder. I want to show you our weather headlines for the overnight. There will be some rain, some showers, and just the chance of a little bit of thunder, especially north and west of the metro area. Now tomorrow we'll have some showers right around daybreak, and as the morning progresses, that threat of rain will go away. We'll see some afternoon clearing, but it's going to be slow. So we'll have clouds gradually giving way to some sunshine. But for the coming week ahead, it's going to turn much warmer. We'll be in the low 70s on Monday, but we're going to jump into the 80s for the rest of the work week. The cool air that's been overhead today is getting pushed out a little bit tomorrow, ever so slightly. We'll see high temperatures back into the 70s on Monday, and then this big dome of warm air overtakes the area, a very summer-like feel Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with highs in the mid to upper 80s. Some spots maybe even close to 90 on Thursday. Right now we're in the upper 40s and low 50s, so it's kind of cool outside right now. As we go throughout the overnight, some widely scattered showers the next couple of hours, but once we get past about 1 or 2 a.m., that rain that's off towards the west will track through the area with some locally heavy rain and some rumbles of thunder. Here we are at 8 a.m. tomorrow, kind of cloudy, a couple leftover showers, but even those get out of here. And by mid-afternoon, we start to see some decent clearing with some sunshine for at least the second half of the afternoon. There'll be an approaching warm front on Monday. It may have an isolated shower, mainly west of the Richmond metro area. And once this front passes by Monday night and a Tuesday, that's when the really warm air starts to work into the area. And with this more summer-like feel, we'll have some widely scattered thunderstorms around for parts of the week, mostly on Tuesday and on Friday. Overnight tonight, some showers, a chance of a thunderstorm, a low only a few degrees below what we are right now. It'll be in the mid to upper 40s. And then on Sunday, some showers early and then some slow clearing with a high of 65 degrees. Chance in the metro really kind of just fizzle out right after about 9 o'clock. We'll be in the upper 50s by noon and a high of 65 degrees with a northeasterly wind at 3 to 11. Squirrels are playing tomorrow afternoon. They had an evening game tonight, and temperatures will be between about 60 and 65 degrees. And if it's still a little on the cloudy side at the beginning of the game, it won't be as the game progresses. 71 on Monday with an isolated shower mainly west of Richmond. And then here we go back to summer. 83 on Tuesday with a few scattered storms. Highs between about 85 and 90 Wednesday and Thursday. Another chance of a couple of widely scattered storms on Friday. And those will end on Saturday. Highs next weekend closer to 80. Other than this rain that's coming through tonight, the rest of that 7-day forecast, those are just some widely scattered storms. So some areas make it through the entire week without much rain.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Mike. And tonight we are proud to announce that CBS 6 has been honored with several awards. We're talking 9 Virginia Associated Press Awards and 3 Edward R. Murrow Awards. Among them, Best Feature, Best Website, Best In-Depth Documentary, Best Editorial Series, Best Feature Photography, Best Human Interest Story, and Best Sports Anchor. We are so proud of this achievement because we believe it is a reflection of our dedication to you, our viewers. And thank you so much for watching CBS 6 News at 11. As you know, we appreciate your company. Sean is next with CBS 6 Sports Final Score. Stay with us.